Hi, Rene Bastarache here. Here's another forensic case of an elderly woman who lost a $7,000 check, had no idea where it went, and what we did to get to the bottom of it. You'll learn all the techniques I used and more in our Hypnosis Forensic Certification course. So let's start the investigation. This is one of my favorite ones, actually. It was this elderly woman. She was probably about 80, 85 years old, and she lost a $7,000 check. And she was pretty flustered about it. So here's what happened. Her daughter owned this big complex. It was like a motel, one of these motels with all the doors open in the front, kind of like a Motel 6. And this woman worked for her daughter and stayed there in the house. It was like a main house with a long row of long motel rows, I guess you say. So she did a lot of things around there. So anyway, she received this check, and she kind of hung on to it and went about her chores, going to the laundry and doing this and doing that and all this, to the point where she lost the check, and she had no idea where it was. And I believe it was signed. That's the problem, okay? Now, keep in mind, when the elderly woman came to my office, she didn't come by herself. She came with her daughter, who was probably in her 50s, and the daughter was very pushy. Mom lost a check. And I found out later on the check was supposed to be for the daughter, so this is why she was so pushy. Mom lost a check. She did this, she did that. And you could see the mom kind of embarrassed, and kind of like every time her daughter would raise a voice, she'd kind of cower. So first thing I had to do was separate them. So I asked the daughter to, why don't you go across the street? There's a mall over there. You can go walk around. We'll give you a call when you come back to get your mom. As soon as the daughter left, you could see the mom. She was so relieved. Okay, so that was a big helpmate right there. Keep in mind, to go into memories, okay, short-term memories are in the alpha brainwave state. Right now, you're studying and listening, you're in the beta brainwave state. That's your busy, active state. And again, the book, How to Get Out of Your Mind, will explain this all in detail. But as soon as you take a deep breath, close your eyes, and relax, you go 80% into the alpha brainwave state, which is a place of short-term memories. Memories that you study, for a test, things that happened just the last few weeks or so. And that's where you're going to be able to find most things. Traumatic memories, though, are stored in the theta brainwave state. So PTSD, really traumatic things that you're trying not to remember, because the theta brainwave state is where you have amnesia. So that's a good place to hide them. So just by this woman's daughter leaving, you can see the woman relax, which already her memory is starting to come out, is starting to come to the surface. How can you remember something when you're stressed with being push? You really can't. So she left, and we started talking. So she told me a little bit about what happened. She lost the check and this and that, but she couldn't remember what she did with it. In talking, okay, what she did was she said, well, I had the check. She goes, and all I remember is I was in my bedroom changing because I was going to be going out to dinner. And she says, one of the workers, so I don't know if he was, I guess, a driver also, but one of the workers was tooting the horn for her to come out so they could take her to dinner. And she says, so I didn't know what to do with the check. Now, she was in her bedroom, and her bedroom had a little door off the bedroom going in the attic. She goes, so I opened the door, and I just threw caution in the wind, that she said. She threw a check up there and closed the door. Now, it was a completely sealed staircase, so it couldn't have slipped in between anywhere. It was a regular sealed, no openings, carpeted staircase. That's all she remembered. So what we did was we brought her into hypnosis, relaxed her, we did an induction, a depth test, a relaxation, a deepener, and then we started talking. I said, I want you to go back to when you last remember seeing the check. Where are you? She goes, well, she says, I have it in my hand. She says, I'm at the laundry, or I'm going into the laundry. It's okay. She thought it was when she threw it, in the staircase, but she wasn't 100% sure. So I'm at the laundry. So, okay, give me a play-by-play. And that's what I did. It's almost like a travel log. Just tell me everything that's happening at this point. She said, well, I'm going into the laundry. I'm checking out a couple things over there, and no, I couldn't find what I wanted. I'm walking out of the laundry. Stop. I stopped right on the point. And where's the check? Oh, it's still, in my pocketbook. So she hadn't taken it out. Okay, so now what are you doing? She says, well, I'm going into the house. And this is where she finally went into the bedroom. She was telling me about this. And she says, the horn tooted, and she told me all about this. And I opened the door and I threw caution. She said the same thing. It's kind of a cool story. And that's all she remembers is throwing it in there. I said, okay, now have you gone back and checked? And she says, oh yeah, we looked everywhere in the attic, in every space and nook and cranny, and couldn't find it. So what happened after that? She says, well, we all got together, including the worker, okay, and we started looking everywhere. She says, I was looking, in the bedroom. Then I went downstairs, and we were looking in the kitchen, tearing the whole house apart. And who else was looking? She says, well, that worker was looking too. Where's he? She goes, oh, he went upstairs in the bedroom and started looking. So he's upstairs in the bedroom, and she says, and all of a sudden he had to leave. This is through, I'm kind of trying to make a short story long, the other way around. He says, all of a sudden he had to leave. So he ran out and he says, I got to go now. And he took off, and they never did find the check. And the very next day he quit. And I believe she said within a few weeks, he was putting the down payment for a new house with the bank. And she says, the funny thing is, he was destitute. He was just about broke. So you see what's happening now? Now, unfortunately, we couldn't find the check, but that kind of, two and twos that, we put two and two together so they could pretty much see the guy found the check and he stole it. And now circumstantial evidence, and you can give that to the police. And unfortunately, regression or hypnosis regression is not acceptable in court in most states. So, but it does give them something to think about. It does give them, maybe they could question the person indirectly, and who knows what it'll do for them. So we did find what happened to the check. She felt a lot better. And the main thing is she got the closure that, okay, I didn't just lose it, it was taken.